I got a Daisy feeling. I got a Daisy feeling.
Welcome back to part 3 of our reaction to JIGARTHANDA DOUBLEX. Thank you again for coming back. I am Jabby Kuwait, joined by Andrew Flash Gordon.
What's up?
So you are seeing a cut down of this. If you want to watch the entire movie with us without any cuts or interruptions, just become a Patreon member or a member of this YouTube channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction. You'll just need your own copy of the film so you can open it up side by side with our reaction. We give you a 3-2-1 countdown sync, and it's like you're watching it with 2 of your favorite CineDesis from the internet. All right, let's get back into this. Here we go. Part 3 of JIGARTHANDA DOUBLEX.
சுயசரிதையை கொஞ்சம் மாற்றி எழுதிக்கலாமா?
எவனதையும் புதுசாலாம் எழுதிட முடியாது. தானாவை கெட்டியா மட்டும் பிடிச்சிக்கிட்டா போதும். எழுதப்பட்டது எழுதப்படும்.
Wow. Sick. Oh my God, he's on the camera, on the horse holding the That's impressive.
What's even more impressive is if it's in focus.
I'm anxious to see this film. He releases it. Time for the rematch. Whoa.
Oh, he's got to take him alive.
Oh, the whip!
No, they just cut that shot out of the... Look, we're not even going to bother trying to shoot this. It's too complicated. It's inferred. He tossed his ass. Let's get luring him into a trap. Yeah, I'm convinced that that's got to be like some Indian martial arts style. Oh, that was cool.
It's like a Dutch angle.
Well, just the way it moved with him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe you should let the elephant.
Did you watch Eye? No, you haven't watched Eye yet.
Oh, wait. Yes, I have.
There's that whole thing with Vikram.
Yeah. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites, actually.
சீசா முடிச்சிட வேண்டியதானே?
Let the elephants finish him off. They deserve justice.
எப்படிடா நம்புறது?
கஞ்சா குடிக்கு இப்போ அந்த சட்டானி அவன் கண்ணு முன்னாடி கொண்டு வந்து நிப்பாட்டினா அவன் தான் சட்டானின்னு கண்டுபிடிக்க. அவன் போட்டோ இருக்கா அவங்க கிட்ட?
போட்டோ எல்லாம் இல்லைங்க சார், கை ரேகை தான் இருக்கு.
அவன் பீச்சா கை எல்லா விரலும் இருக்கு, பாத்துக்கோ.
Oh!
ஆயிரக்கணக்கில் ஏனைங்க, 100 கணக்கில் போலீஸுங்க அவனை பிடிக்கிறதுக்காக எங்கால எத்தனை பேர் செத்துருப்பாங்க. போட்டா எடுப்பாங்க.
Him chopper her in. Show the teeth.
இந்த ஊரோட மட்டும் இல்ல, இந்த நாட்டோட ஹீரோ நீங்க.
Wow. What a change of character.
Yeah, filming this. It's gonna be a hell of a film.
பாருங்க, நாளைக்கு காலையில இந்த போலீஸ் கேம்பிங் இருக்காது. ஒரு மாசத்துக்குள்ள எல்லாரையும் பழங்குடியினர் பட்டியல சேர்த்துருவோம். சரியா? வரேன்.
ஏய் ஜெட்டி! இன்னைக்கு காட்றோம் பாறா. காட்டுவாசியோட குடும்படினா என்ன?
I want to see the film be released. Damn. Dude, he is so skilled. Oh.
Oh, he's into her. Okay. I didn't realize
I thought you realized it. Huh?
No, I mean, I saw him looking at her, but I was like, oh, maybe he's just like happy. She's just, I don't know. I didn't like think that was actually going anywhere.
Oh. All right.
Oh, this is properly going somewhere. Okay. In the middle of my marriage.
போய் கொடிமுள்ள பறிச்சிட்டு வாங்க, அப்பதான் புள்ளைய கண்ணல காட்டுவான். வெரசா பறிச்சிட்டு வாங்க அப்ப.
ஆமா மனுவா.
I can imagine editing this film would be. I'm talking about the film he's got to edit, not the actual film.
What is going to happen?
Oh no.
இப்போ யார் சார்? மாமோ, இத புடி. நீங்க கிளம்பு.
No, take the weapon. Take the
நீங்க வாங்க சார்.
I'd have taken the weapon.
Well, they figured the threat was gone, but
I heard a gunshot. I'm taking a weapon.
Oh no! I don't understand. Why would they let this guy go? The hunter guy. Shitani, was that his name?
இவன் எப்படி சாருங்க?
The hell?
வணக்கம் மேடம்.
Chapel.
இந்த நாயை பிடிக்க முடியாம தான் இத்தனை வருஷமா இங்க இருக்கோம்னு நினைச்சியா? இந்த நாயை வளர்த்து விட்டதே நான் தான்டா.
What?
She created him, I guess.
இந்த மாதிரி சட்டானியும் போலீஸையும் வச்சு உயிரினா எதுவும் இல்லாம வெள்ள பேப்பரா கொடுக்கறேன்னு டெல்லியில 2 முதலைகளுக்கு வாக்கு கொடுத்துட்டு வந்திருக்கேன்.
Oh, dang.
அதனால தான் என்ன பிஎம் ஆக்குறேன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு.
Dang.
நேரா ஊருக்கு போயிடு. உன் பாய போய் பார்த்து ஏதாவது உளறனே குடும்பத்தோட கொன்னு புதைச்சிடுவேன்.
Dang.
காட்டுல ஒரு யானை கூட இருக்க கூடாது.
Oh my god.
இங்க வந்து போன ஒரு காட்டுவாசி
போரே நெசாரக்கனுங்க வந்துட்டு இருக்கானுங்க. அந்த அரசிய கோமாரங்கிட்ட இருந்து வசனத்தையும் இந்த காட்டையும் முடிஞ்சா காப்பாத்து போறேன்.
இந்த காட்டுவாசிங்க கூட்டி வந்து ஒப்படைச்சவன் ஷட்டானியே இல்லைன்னு இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் ரிப்போர்ட் சொல்லுது. அவனை புடிச்சு கொடுத்த சீசர் தான். இத்தனை நாள் நம்ம தேடிட்டு வந்த உண்மை.
Yeah.
சீசர் என்ற ஷட்டானியே உயிரிடவோ பிணமாகவோ இன்னைக்கு புடிச்சே ஆகணும். And that's my order.
You think he's gonna give himself up to make sure no one gets hurt?
இது எங்க காண நாங்க எதுக்கு போகணும்? யாரு வந்தாலும் வெட்டி வீசிடுவோம்.
அவன் தூரத்துல இருந்து உங்களை காக்கா குறிய சுடுற மாதிரி சுட்டுட்டு போயிட்டே இருப்பான். 30 பேரை வெட்டுவீங்களா? 100 பேர் அனுப்புவான். இன்னும் அனுப்புவான்.
This is their home turf.
அனுப்புறவன் தான் நெஜாரக்கன். பறவை யாரு?
Can't they strike like, you know, Washington against the Brits?
Yeah, but did you always said if they sent you defeat 30, they'll send
Just
in
keep
another?
fighting. Just keep going until they're all gone. They are tariff. You gotta fight back.
Use the elephants. Fight with them. I don't know how you would do that.
நம்ம படத்தோட முக்கியமான காட்சி மிச்சம் இருக்கு. கேமராவை எடுங்க. எடுப்போம்.
What are you gonna do?
எங்கள் அனைவரையும் இந்த சர்க்கார் முட்டாளாக்கி விட்டது. அவர்கள் அரசியல் ஆட்டத்துக்கு எங்களை பகடையாக்கி விட்டது. சட்டானியும் போலீஸும் நீயும் நானும் இங்கே புதிதாய் பிறந்த என் குழந்தையும் அவர்கள் உருட்டுக்கு தலையசைத்து உருளப் போகிற பகடைதான். நம்மை அழித்து நம் பணத்தை கைப்பற்ற ஒரு பெரிய படையே இங்கு வருகிறது. நாம் செத்தொழிந்தாலே ஒழிய விட்டொழிய மாட்டார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு பயந்து அவர்களிடம் துப்பாக்கி இருக்கிறது. அதை விட பயங்கரமான குரூரமான அரசியல் இருக்கிறது. அது இரண்டுக்கு முன்னே நாம் வைத்திருக்கும் துப்பாக்கியோ அருவாளோ வேல்கம்போ எதுவும் நிற்க.
So what is your suggestion?
புதைக்கப்பட இருக்கும் நம் சரித்திரத்தை தோண்டி எடுத்து மக்களிடம் கொண்டு போய் நியாயத்தை கேட்டு நம் பின்னால் ஒளிந்து கொண்டு நம்மையே அழிக்க நினைக்கும் இந்த அரக்கர்களை தண்டிக்க நம்மிடம் ஒரு ஆயுதம் இருக்கிறது.
The elephants?
The camera.
இந்த சினிமா இன்றைக்கு மரித்தாலும் எத்தனை வருடங்கள் கழிந்தாலும் நமக்குண்டான நியாயத்தை அது வாங்கி கொடுக்கும். நம்மை போல எத்தனையோ ஆயிரம் காட்டுவாசிகள் உயிரையும் மலையும் காட்டையும்
It's such a meta movie, huh?
Yeah.
அதை பார்க்கும் மக்களை நம்பி இன்று நாம் அவர்களிடம் சண்டை செய்யாமல்.
I agree with what he's saying, but how are they going to release it if
He's gonna hide and shoot it and then put that out there. It's like Rorschach's journal.
Isn't his wife part of the tribe now too, though?
As long as Rorschach's journal makes it to the, you know, to the press.
நாமளும் சேர்த்து காலியாவோம்.
Playing the drums. Jesus. Oh my God.
Are you for real?
Oh.
That's my best shot ever. முதலமைச்சர் கொடுத்த உத்வேகமும் என் அண்ணன் ஜெயக்குடி கொடுத்த உற்சாகமும் நான் இந்த சாதனை செய்வதற்கு முதல் காரணம்.
இங்கே இப்போது நீங்கள் காணப்போவது ஜெயக்கொடி நடித்து நான் எழுதி இயக்கிய ஏழை தோழனால் நாம் நமக்காக சில கேள்விகளை கேட்போம். நீங்கள் காணவிருப்பது அல்லிய சீசர் நடிக்கும் ரேதாஸ் ஏக்க.
Wow. Damn. Can't wait to show how they got the footage back out there after the crash.
Oh, it was him?
Oh. Did he find Ray's camera? Yeah. Jeez. Oh.
எப்பவும் நம்மளை நம்ப வச்சு கழுத்தறுத்துட்டு சந்தோஷமா நம்ம தலை மேல ஏறி உக்காந்து நம்ம ரத்தத்தை உறிஞ்சிட்டு இருக்க ஒரே ஒரு கேள்வி கேளுங்க. கோமார ஏன்
கோமாரே ஏன் கோமாரே
இப்படி அநியாயம் பண்றீங்களடா.
ஊரே பத்தி எரியுது மேடம். ஒரு 3 மணி நேரம் சினிமா உங்க 30 வருஷம் அரசியல முடிச்சிருச்சு மேடம். மேடம் அந்த காரணம் நம்பிக்கை துரோகம் பண்ணி
I just exposed you. Oh God.
உன்னை கண்டதோ சுடந்தோன்னோ துருத்துறங்குது. ஆனா உன்னை உயிரோட கொண்டு வர அந்த அம்மா சொல்லிருச்சு. பொத்திட்டு அமைதியா வந்தேன்னா தியேட்டரை விட்டு உயிரோட போலாம்.
Hell no, I ain't coming quietly with you.
சீசரின் கோட்டை உங்களை வரவேற்கிறது. அதாவதுடா கஞ்சா குடிக்கி இந்த படத்துக்கு சீசர் சொன்ன கிளைமேக்ஸ் காட்சி ஒன்று படமாக்க வேண்டியிருக்கு. அதை படமாக்காம மனுஷன் வெளியில தலை காட்ட மாட்டேன்ட்டாரு.
அல்லிய சீசர் சுயசரிதை கிளைமேக்ஸ் ஷாட் 1 டேக் 1 ரோலிங்.
What? Is Ray still alive? Yes! Like, all about the violence now.
முதல்ல சுடுறவங்க உசுரோடு வெளியே போலாம்.
Oh, I'll take a guess who won that one.
கோமார ஏன்
Damn, that was powerful. Yeah, seriously.
So, like, the way this started out, you know, with Caesar's story is he killed people. He killed those rich kids, and now it was established that they were jerks. But still, nonetheless, like, he did murder those people, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's established that in his timeline, in his story, he starts out as, like, someone who's dark and bad. What kind of informed his behavior was, like, a traumatic event from when he was a kid. That is the makings of a bad guy, right? And so I'm not expecting him to then become a full-fledged hero, go from, like, you know, total villain to kind of anti-hero to full-blown hero, because he doesn't kill anybody at the end. Mm-hmm. He totally self-sacrifices, which is like the opposite of what you typically get with these run-of-the-mill stories from South Indian cinema. You know, he's shooting up the bad guys and whatnot.
Yeah.
You kind of got it at the very, very end with the director, but like that's earned because that guy, you know, he started out as this person who couldn't even stand the sight of blood.
Right.
And he would just pass out.
Get queasy.
He'd get queasy, and like that's actually what put him on that path to begin with, because he ended up getting this prince on the sword that slashed those young guys on the campus. And so for him to go from that to being someone who can stand toe to toe with this scary, you know, mother clucker, the cop, the corrupt cop, and shoot him, you know, like he had a full arc. There was so much going on in this movie that I just this completely blows the first one out of the water.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still really love the first one, but this one for sure definitely blows that one out of the water. And also too, what was interesting, because there were so many misdirects and things I did not see coming, which I was completely off on basically every prediction. But the point I'm making is, like, we were talking about that moment where you were just talking about where he got framed, and he was framed not intentionally, but he was framed by him, the guy who, by Caesar, and then, like, like, he lives vicariously through him, and then, like, what happens, like, in the end, and then he ends up, like, becoming a different person because of Caesar, and then, obviously, he marries someone out of his village, and then raises his child, and then carries on the traditions through him, and becomes a different person because of him. So it's so poetic when you really think about it. It's just such a beautifully told story. Yeah. And I seriously, like, those were my favorite interactions too throughout the film, were Caesar and Ray. I mean, also too, the way Ray was able to improvise and, like, how quick on his feet he was when he had to transition into, like, cowardly to, like, be, like, a courageous type of fellow because Caesar is a very intimidating type of, especially at the beginning too. I mean, he was still intimidating, like, towards the end as well, even though he was more compassionate, and more sympathizing, like, more in the way he was before, when the whole tragedy happened with his brother and all. But still, he's a very intimidating character. And so Ray, a guy who's very cowardly, I just love the way he had to think on his feet really quickly. And, like, when they were walking out, him and his partner or friend, when they had to walk out of the director thing, he's like, no, we'll find another way. And then he changed the light bulb. And, like, I just love, there were so many different moments where he was so quick on his feet and he had to, like, stand toe to toe with Caesar. Those are some of my, great moments in the film in terms of interactions.
Yeah. One of the great things about this is you're dealing with a group of characters who are not perfect by any stretch, and they are just finding their way forward. And the way that it all just kind of keeps pivoting and pivoting in ways that it doesn't really show its hand at all in the first half of the movie, because where it goes, it's like it culminates in this story that makes sense, because the like I said earlier, the classic thing is your anti-hero against corruption, and it takes that and does, like, the best possible version of it. There's a film called Black Dynamite, and there's Shaun of the Dead, and both films, they're basically kind of playing on the tropes of their respective genres and then becoming a great film in that genre. So this film does the same thing, where it's playing with the tropes of that genre, of that segment of Indian cinema, and then becomes, like, a really, really amazing example of a film from that genre. And it's like, dude, the between that, the acting, the shot choices, the editing, like, the editing I wasn't always on board with. That would be, like, the one area I would
whip, right?
Huh?
Like when he had the whip and then they cut away from it, right? Like,
it's just, like, super like quick, because the director's trying to get every single shot that he's in love with in this movie, which I totally get. I've been there, but, like, sometimes the editing went so quick I didn't have a chance to appreciate some of the shots. You watch something like Blade Runner 2049, which is, I feel like it's cruel how slow that movie is sometimes, but it allows you to appreciate the shots, which is almost like, a painting in motion. And so you have a lot of beautiful lit compositions, visually in this movie, and sometimes it goes so quick, like, you don't really have a chance to appreciate it before it moves on. It's like, these are moving pictures. Literally, they are moving pictures. It's so beautiful. It's painful that it just cuts to the next thing and then cuts to the next thing. I'm like, yo, just give me a chance. So that would be my one area of complaint in terms of editing. And some of the CG was a little bit funky.
The Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, but overall, like, it was a very moving story.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't set you up to let you know that it's gonna go that dark and that deep. Like, it feels like just very flowery and surface at the start of the film, and then it goes to places that just, like, really get into your soul. You're like, wait, what? That's not what I thought I was watching.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I was not set up in any way. And also too, like, once we even got, like, towards the end, and then they had captured Shitani, is that his name? When they had captured him, I thought that was kind of okay, we're kind of done here. And then, like, when we were getting into the political corruption and all that stuff, I was like, wow, I was not expecting any of this. Yeah. And then setting up for the sacrifice and all this, I thought the film was already kind of emotional and deep at that point, but just I was not expecting it to get to levels of this. So I was just so thoroughly impressed. And I got to also say, too, the cinematography in this film was so damn impressive. I mean, from the fight choreography, there were some shots, too, when Shitani and Caesar, when they were fighting, some like roll-around shots and other one-er tracking shots I was so impressed with. This also might be, I know I've said this a few times, but I always mean it when I say this, but this is one of my favorite scores. The way it blended in the spaghetti westerns, obviously, with how much Caesar was just so inspired in his love for Clint Eastwood, which I thought were great, but also the other emotional music that we got as well, like the blend of both of those styles of cinema, of the spaghetti westerns and the Indian music. So damn emotionally good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite scores ever. I couldn't stop just hearing it. It was so good.
The overall experience of this for me is probably one of my favorite Indian films to date, just because it's taking so many different things and fusing it into this like beautiful unified piece of art. You know what I mean? Because it's not just straight grounded drama, right? There's like this very over-the-top fantastical things that happen in the film. Like, for instance, one of the tracking shots you're talking about where Caesar has the tusks and he's beating up all those guys. It's like unrealistic. The way he took on all the forest people, for instance, like that's pure fantasy. It's their terrain. There's no way he would be able to do all that, and he's jumping around and he's flying. So those are the fantastical elements of the story. But then you have your grounded elements of like corruption and talking about stuff that actually happens.
Yes.
You know, and it's like the way that it merged these two things is very beautiful in my opinion. What I was talking about earlier with like your classic Western definition of hero, essentially what it boils down to in an example is like your hero cannot kill someone without being provoked, like without his life being threatened or her life being threatened. If you just straight up murder, you know, even if the person's bad, if you just straight up murder, you're now an anti-hero. That's what I mean by that definition, in case that's not clear to anyone. And so that's why Caesar is very much an anti-hero. He was like killing people. He's like killing people with tusks and stuff like that. And he's doing all kinds of shit. And then he murders that cop at one point in the theater, you know, with playing the Clint Eastwood. You saw that twice.
Right. The one who when Ray saw him and they were talking, and then he's like, oh no, what's this guy talking to him?
So the way that plays is so smart because it it tricked me, because I'm thinking, okay, the trajectory of the film is now Ray has to murder Caesar.
Correct.
It's so obvious, like that's the direction it's gonna go. This hard like pivot down this other lane where they become like besties and Ray cries for his death. That is the most unexpected place for this film to go. Yeah. And the way that it was handled, like with the shot choices and whatnot, like when he sees Caesar go down and like he's crying, it was just so well shot. You know what I mean? I thought that the composition, the way that the director of photography and director worked hand in hand here, they created some beautiful art.
I completely agree with everything you're saying. Also, too, in terms of arcs, I thought it was also interesting, too, that Caesar was such a violent person at first.
Sure.
And then he became almost like a pacifist, basically, in the end.
Yeah.
And then Ray was basically a pacifist. He was queasing at any kind of violence and blood and all that. And then basically at the end, like, and now he almost became, you know, kind of like Caesar in the end, but more of a badass style in a way, like, because now he's into violence and all that type of thing in the end. But obviously it was more towards like what this evil cop, and like he was just stopping like this evil guy type of thing. It wasn't just I'm just gonna do bad things just, you know, because I feel like it. I just mean like he was able to overcome like these things that he wasn't able to in the beginning type of thing.
I think that using Ray and Caesar as sort of like tools in telling your story, I think that the director was able to achieve two things at once here, which is he was able to tell a story with a lot of heart and twist things in a way that audiences aren't used to seeing. I don't think audiences are used to seeing their Rajnikant type hero in a South Indian film just do a self-sacrifice like that and be like, yo, I'm not gonna fire a single weapon. I'm just gonna play this music like the musicians going down on the Titanic and that's it, and get taken out. I'm just gonna, like, it's a self-sacrifice for the greater good. I don't think people are used to seeing it played quite like that. But you still need that satisfying moment of seeing the bad guy get killed, right? Because we're not going full grounded here. It's still a movie at the end of the day, and you still need something satisfying for the audience to walk out with. You know, the audience wants to see the supervillain get taken out.
Right.
And so using Ray, you know, you get your arc, and you get to see the villain get taken out, even though you still have this film where your hero does the self-sacrifice thing and is very unlike the traditional way of handling a South Indian film with an anti-hero versus corruption. I think it's fucking genius. Like, it's so smart how this was handled.
And on top of that, too, we get the political figures getting their comeuppance as well, because you know she's most likely going to prison, obviously going to lose her political power, and also that other guy who was the actor, he's not going to get to be the chief minister or whatever position he wanted to be. So
yeah, well, I mean, they said it straight up in the film. It's like the most powerful weapon is
cinema.
Is cinema. You know, it's the camera. It's like they killed her in the best way possible, which is destroying her reputation. And so I love this movie. I thought it was fantastic.
Phenomenal.
So,
and also too, I think the best even though I know there's really no characters from the first film. Obviously, it's in a different time period. You have the same director, and it's obviously got the same title with, you know, the XX and all that. I think the best sequels too, like we've talked about this many times, are sequels that don't copy and paste and do the same thing. And this film is totally a deviation from the first film, but in all the best, best ways.
I think this is so much better.
I agree with you, but I still really like the first one. But yes, I agree, it is better for sure.
To me, this is the difference between like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, how is this not the movie that they went out with first? I mean, obviously the director, you know, sees what he did and learns. And anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm Jabby Koay. This is
Andrew Flash Gordon.
Peace out.